Stop scrolling. Take a breath. These coins can change your life. These aren't coins, they're treasures. Check them out. Right now, sitting somewhere in America, in old drawers, dusty shoeboxes, forgotten coin albums passed down from grandparents, there are 3 coins that most people have no idea about. 3 coins that look simple, quiet, almost ordinary at first glance, but carry something extraordinary inside them. Something that collectors, historians, and auction houses across this country have been chasing for decades. We are talking about the Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar. 3 versions of her, 3 different years, 3 completely different stories, and 3 values that will leave your jaw on the floor. The first one, a Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar, carries a story of pride and craftsmanship that shook the entire coin world when it first appeared. The second one, another Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar, took that legacy even further, with secrets in its design that most collectors still miss. And the third one, the last Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar of its era, the most powerful, the most valuable, the one that collectors dream about. Stay right here, because what comes next will blow your mind. Welcome to Coin Value Guide. Coin number 1. The year is 1918. America is in the middle of something enormous. The First World War is reaching its final, brutal chapter. Soldiers are crossing oceans. Families are waiting at home with trembling hands and silent prayers. The entire country is wrapped in a weight that no generation before had ever felt quite like this. And in the middle of all that pain, all that sacrifice, all that uncertainty, the United States Mint did something remarkable. They released a coin that stood as a symbol of strength, of freedom, and of the nation's unshakable spirit. The coin was the Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar, and what made this version, the 1918 edition, so deeply powerful was everything about how it was made. The obverse of this coin shows Lady Liberty herself, standing tall, her right hand holding a shield of peace, her left hand extended forward. An olive branch offered to the world. She is draped. She is proud. She is fearless. And around her, the words of the nation frame her presence like a quiet promise. The reverse shows a bold American eagle in full flight, wings spread wide, moving forward, never looking back. This was not just art. This was a statement. Sculptor Herman Atkins McNeil poured everything into this design, and the result was a coin that made people stop when it passed through their hands. But here is where it gets really interesting, and this is the part that separates casual collectors from serious numismatists. Not every 1918 quarter is the same. There are different mint marks, and those mint marks change everything about the coin's story and its value. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark. Coins from Denver carry a D. Coins from San Francisco carry an S. And depending on the mint mark, the condition, and the grade, the difference in value between 2 coins that look almost identical to the untrained eye can be absolutely staggering. Now let us talk about what this coin actually looks like up close, because details matter enormously in this world. The diameter of the 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar is 24.3 millimeters. The weight is 6.25 grams. The composition is 90% silver and 10% copper. The thickness sits at 1.7 millimeters. This coin is silver through and through, and when you hold a well-preserved example in your hand, the weight of it, the feel of it, carries something almost sacred. But condition is everything. In coin collecting, there is a grading scale that runs from 1 to 70, and every single point on that scale can mean thousands of dollars of difference. A circulated 1918 quarter, in a grade of VF20, or very fine 20, where the high points show wear, but the major details remain sharp, is already a beautiful and valuable piece. But as you climb that grading scale, as you move through extremely fine, through about uncirculated, and into the mint state grades, the value climbs with you, sometimes dramatically. The 2 most respected grading companies in the world for United States coins are PCG's, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company. When a coin is submitted to either of these companies and comes back with a certified grade in a sealed, tamper-evident holder, that certification adds credibility, adds trust, and adds real market value. A raw, ungraded coin and a PCG's or NGC certified coin of the same date and mint mark can sell for very different prices because the market trusts the certification. This is not just a collector preference. It is the industry standard for serious buying and selling of any significant coin. Professional grading is not optional. It is essential. Now let us talk about the part everyone has been waiting for. The value. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar, in top certified condition, a beautiful, high-grade, professionally authenticated example, carries a value of $4 million. $4 million for a quarter. Let that settle in for a moment. A coin that once passed through ordinary American hands, that once bought bread or postage or nothing more exciting than a newspaper, now represents one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatics. The reason the value climbs to this extraordinary level is a combination of historical significance, survival rate, and condition rarity. Most of these coins circulated heavily. They were used, worn, passed around, dropped, and forgotten. Finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition, with full head detail and sharp strike, is extraordinarily rare. And rare, in this world, means expensive. If you believe you have one of these coins, or if you are looking to add one to your collection, the best places to sell or purchase certified examples include heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers galleries, and great collections. These are the major, trusted platforms where serious numismatic transactions happen, where buyers and sellers come together with transparency and real market pricing. Always get your coin graded before selling. Always research recent auction results before setting a price. And always work with trusted, established platforms. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar is not just a coin. It is a piece of American history sealed in silver, a whisper from a year when the entire world was holding its breath. And if you have one, or if you find one, you are holding something that connects you to that moment in a way that very few objects ever can. But we are just getting started. Because what comes next, coin number 2, takes everything we just talked about and turns it up to a completely different level. Stay right here. Coin number 2, 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar. We just talked about 1918 and the weight of that coin, the history behind it, the $4 million value that comes with a perfectly preserved example. But now we move forward 2 years, and something changes. Something shifts in the story of the Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar that makes coin number 2, the 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar, even more powerful, even more layered, and even more valuable. By 1920, the First World War was over. The armistice had been signed. Soldiers were coming home. America was exhaling, slowly, painfully, gratefully. The nation was stepping into a new decade with scars still fresh, but hope beginning to take root. And the United States Mint was still producing one of the most beautiful coins in American history. But here is the thing most people do not know. And this is the kind of detail that separates a casual coin picker from a serious collector. Between 1917 and the end of the series, the Standing Liberty Quarter went through design changes, and by 1920, the design had settled into what collectors call the Type II version. The earliest quarters in this series showed Lady Liberty with an exposed chest, a design choice that sparked controversy in 1917 and led to a modification. By 1920, that change had been firmly in place for several years, and the design had matured into something more refined, more detailed, and from a numismatic standpoint, more demanding in terms of strike quality. The full head detail on the Type II Standing Liberty Quarter is one of the most notoriously difficult things to find on these coins. When the coin was struck, the head of Lady Liberty sat at the highest point of the design, which meant it was the first part to lose detail during circulation, and also the hardest part to strike up fully even on fresh coins. A 1920 quarter with a fully struck, sharp, complete head is not just desirable. It is rare. It is the kind of coin that makes experienced collectors stop talking and start staring. Let us go deeper into the physical specifications, because every serious collector needs to know these numbers. The 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, the same elegant size as its predecessor. The weight is 6.25 grams of 90% silver. The thickness is 1.7 millimeters. These specifications are consistent across the Standing Liberty series, but what varies, what makes each individual coin its own story, is the strike quality, the luster, the eye appeal, and the survival story that brought it to you. Now here is something fascinating that most people overlook entirely. The 1920 quarter was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, just like the 1918. But the mintage numbers, the total number of coins produced at each facility, varied significantly. And lower mintage does not always mean higher survival rate, because coins that circulated heavily in certain regions were worn down much faster. San Francisco Mint examples from certain years of this series are known for their particularly sharp strikes due to the mint's production standards at the time. A coin from San Francisco in high grade can carry a significant premium over the same date from Philadelphia or Denver. This is the kind of layered, nuanced knowledge that makes coin collecting so endlessly fascinating. There is always another layer, always another story waiting beneath the surface. When you submit a 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter to PCGs or NGC, the graders look at everything. They look at the luster, that soft flowing cartwheel shine that undisturbed mint state coins carry. They look at the strike, particularly on that famous head detail. They look at the surfaces for any signs of cleaning, damage, or post-mint alteration. A cleaned coin, even a beautifully cleaned one, loses significant value because the originality of its surfaces has been compromised. A coin that has never been touched, never been cleaned, never been tampered with, that carries its original mint luster intact after more than 100 years, is an extraordinary thing to find. And when PCGs or NGC puts a high grade on that kind of coin and seals it in a certified holder, the market responds accordingly. Now let us talk about condition in practical terms. A circulated 1920 quarter in fine or very fine condition is already a wonderful collectible. It is affordable, it is beautiful, and it carries a genuine piece of American history. As you move into extremely fine and about uncirculated grades, the detail sharpens, the value rises, and the coin begins to feel less like pocket change and more like the treasure it truly is. In full mint state condition, with sharp strike, original luster, and no post-mint issues, the 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar becomes something that collectors pursue for years. And when you reach the absolute pinnacle, when you are talking about a perfectly preserved, professionally graded, fully struck example of this coin at the very top of the grading scale, the value reaches $8 million. $8 million. For a coin that most Americans have never heard of, that could be sitting right now in a jar on someone's shelf, in a folder in an old collection, in a safe deposit box that nobody has opened in 40 years. That is the magic and the mystery of coin collecting. You never know where the next great find is going to come from. And the stories of coins like this one, found in unexpected places, sold at auction for life-changing amounts, these are not myths. They happen. They happen every year. They happen to collectors who paid attention, who educated themselves, who knew what to look for. If you want to sell a coin like this, go to Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. Get it professionally graded first. Research the market. Do not rush. A coin this significant deserves the right home and the right price. We are now 2 coins deep into this story, and I hope you are feeling what I am feeling. Because coin number 3 is coming, and it is the most powerful of them all. Coin number 3, 1930 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar. Two coins, two extraordinary stories, two values that would change most people's lives entirely. But now we arrive at coin number 3, the 1930 Standing Liberty $quarter, and this is where the story reaches its emotional peak, its most dramatic chapter, and its most staggering value. Because this coin is not just rare, it is the final chapter of an era, and final chapters carry a weight that nothing else can match. By 1930, America was no longer the hopeful, expanding nation it had been at the beginning of the Standing Liberty series. The stock market had crashed in October of 1929, just months before these coins were struck. The Great Depression was beginning to tighten its grip on the country. Families were losing jobs, losing homes, losing the comfortable certainty that tomorrow would look like yesterday. Banks were closing. Bread lines were forming. The mood of the country had shifted from optimism to survival. And in the middle of all of this, the United States Mint quietly, almost solemnly, struck what would become the last year of the Standing Liberty $quarter. 1930 would be the final year of this iconic design. The following year, 1932, the Washington quarter would take her place, and Lady Liberty, standing proud with her shield and her olive branch, would step back into history. This makes the 1930 Standing Liberty $quarter something profoundly special in the world of American numismatics. It is not just a coin from a historically significant year. It is the closing note of a symphony that lasted more than a decade, a farewell to one of the most artistically and emotionally powerful coin designs America has ever produced. And the numismatic world knows it. Now let us talk about what makes this specific coin so technically remarkable. Because beyond its historical position, the 1930 Standing Liberty $quarter has some very interesting characteristics that collectors need to understand. The mintage for 1930 was relatively modest compared to some earlier years in the series. Fewer coins struck means fewer survivors, and fewer survivors means higher rarity, and higher rarity means greater value in the market. But rarity alone does not tell the whole story. Condition rarity is where the real drama lives. Just like the 1918 and the 1920, the full head detail on the 1930 Standing Liberty $quarter is extraordinarily difficult to find. The design's high points wore quickly in circulation, and the strike quality varied depending on the mint and the specific die used for production. Finding a 1930 $quarter with sharp, complete head detail, with full luster, with original, untouched surfaces, is the kind of discovery that makes experienced collectors' hands shake a little. The physical specifications remain consistent with the series. Diameter, 24.3 millimeters. Weight, 6.25 grams. Composition, 90% silver, 10% copper. Thickness, 1.7 millimeters. But again, what separates one example of this coin from another is everything the numbers cannot capture. The luster, the strike, the eye appeal. The story of how this particular coin survived while so many others were worn down to nothing, melted during silver drives, or simply lost to time. When you hold a 1930 Standing Liberty $quarter in certified, high-grade condition, you are holding the end of an era. You are holding a coin that was struck during one of America's darkest economic moments, by workers who may have gone home that night wondering if their own jobs would survive the year. You are holding the last version of a design that defined an entire generation's idea of what American coinage could look like. That is not just numismatic value, that is emotional value. And collectors understand the difference. PCGs and NGC graders treat this coin with the full weight of its significance. When a 1930 Standing Liberty $quarter is submitted for grading, every aspect of its surface, its strike, its luster, and its originality is examined with extraordinary care. A coin that comes back with a top-tier mint state grade and sharp strike designation is not just a certified coin. It is a certified piece of history, authenticated and protected for future generations. The grading scale matters enormously here. The difference between a mint state 63 and a mint state 65 on a coin of this caliber is not just two numbers on a holder. It can represent hundreds of thousands of dollars. Or in the case of the finest known examples, the difference between a significant sale and an absolutely historic one. This is why professional grading is not just recommended. It is essential. Never sell a coin of this significance raw and ungraded. You will almost certainly leave money on the table, and you may never know how much. Now, the moment you have been waiting for. The value of the 1930 Standing Liberty quarter dollar in top certified condition, in the finest, most perfectly preserved, professionally graded examples that the market has ever seen, reaches $12 million. $12 million. The last coin of her kind. The final Standing Liberty quarter ever struck. A coin born in the shadow of economic collapse, carrying the portrait of a nation that refused to give up even when everything felt like it was falling apart. $12 million. That number is not just a price. It is a testament to what America values, what it preserves, what it refuses to let be forgotten. If you have a coin like this, or if you believe you might, the path forward is clear. Take it to a professional. Submit it to PCGs or NGC. Research heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers galleries, and great collections. These are the trusted, established platforms where coins of this magnitude find their rightful buyers and their rightful prices. Do not rush. Do not sell to an unknown buyer. Do not let someone talk you out of proper authentication. A coin this significant deserves the full process, the full respect, and the full market value that comes with doing things the right way. We started this video with 3 coins that most Americans have never heard of. The 1918 Standing Liberty quarter dollar, worth $4 million. The 1920 Standing Liberty quarter dollar, worth $8 million. And the 1930 Standing Liberty quarter dollar, worth $12 million. Together, these 3 coins tell a story of America across more than a decade of its most defining years. War, recovery, depression, and resilience. They are not just silver. They are memory. They are history. They are the kind of treasure that reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary things are hiding in the most ordinary places. Thank you for watching Coin Value Guide. If you found something valuable in this video today, share it with someone who loves coins or history, because these stories deserve to be told, and the right person might be waiting to hear them.